Okay, here shortly we will be streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. So I am hoping very quickly we'll start seeing some people here. I know I'm a little bit early, guys, and I do appreciate you guys bearing with me a little bit. We are bringing on a special guest today, so definitely be looking for him at the top of the hour. So just so I'm eager to. Okay, there's Proud. Glad to see you. If you want to let people know that we are going live a little bit early, we're going to discuss a few things. And then at the top of the hour, we are going to jump over and bring in our special guest. So, yeah, if you could do that for me. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to bring you in, Daniel, real quick.
Okay.
Um, we're gonna just do our thing, get the audience built up a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring you in at the top of the hour, just so I
Yep.
that's why I tried calling you so I could explain what was going on. But you're a busy man, so I yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I respond better to text.
Well, yeah, and you know me, I'm very hard to get a hold of via text.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I pick up when you call. I'm like, hey, I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks. Time to catch up.
Yep, but I'm gonna put you backstage for just a couple more minutes, and then we'll jump jump into it. So
All right, brother. Sounds good,
okay,
man.
I'll remove you, and then I'll bring you right back.
Okay.
Okay, how's everybody doing tonight or today? I guess I always forget what time it is. Crazy schedule, but definitely share this, guys. We are bringing on a special guest today, which is why you did not see a podcast drop at 10 a.m. I did let a lot of people know, but there are some people that are probably still looking. Cam looks good. Yeah. Sorry about that last night. That was kind of a hiccup, but we're back. Looks like, okay, people are starting to come in. Thank you. I'm glad to see that you're enjoying this. So, okay. So, yeah, where are you coming in from? I know we have Chicago here in the house. I know we have Pennsylvania. Where's everybody else coming in from? Yeah, the podcast. If you are looking for it, we are on iHeartRadio at Patriot News Network. You can look for us there under that name and through Podbean as well. So glad to see people are starting to come in, and very quickly we will be jumping right into things. If you guys checked out the website, if you guys are looking at the website, there is some changes. We're still updating it, but you guys can now see those podcasts being populated on the page as well. So over the next couple days, we will be building that out very quickly. North Carolina, well, you're gonna have a fellow patriot coming on very quickly from North Carolina. So, and then Georgia, Missouri, we have a few states represented. So, guys, in 9 minutes, I'll bring Daniel in. Daniel is a pharmacist. He has a doctorate degree in pharmacology. So he can explain more of his story. And yeah, we'll just go step by step and bring him in right at the top of the hour. So, but yeah, Alice Coots, Georgia. Welcome, Alice. We're starting to see a few names that we haven't seen before. So I'm glad to see that people are starting to figure out that I am on my own. We've only been doing this for about a week now, so it's kind of a different. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad that you pulled that up and put the link out there. How you doing, Wakes? How's New York this time of year? So yeah, we have California, North Carolina, Georgia, Missouri, New York, Georgia. Yeah, I mean we're starting to build where we have audiences in all over the place. And just so you guys know that I do appreciate you guys sharing the podcast, talking to your neighbors, talking to your friends and family, because quite honestly, this morning I was looking over at the podcast analytics, which is something that you guys don't see, but the message is hitting about 300,000 people a day. So it is building. I actually really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy going and working with you guys and talking to you guys about stuff that matters. So, but I mean, I'm just one man. It takes a whole team to do what we do. We have Jason, who provides a lot of the material. He provides a lot of the meat and potatoes, and then I provide the analysis. It's easier to have somebody who's providing that be able to put it up on the screen and dissect it. So, okay. And guys, Daniel's time is very limited. So please save the questions. Let's let him do the speaking. We're going to save the questions till the end. If he has time, I'm sure he would be glad to answer a couple questions from the audience, but that's at his discretion. Okay, I'm not gonna force him to answer it. He is very limited on time, so. But yeah, we're seeing a whole bunch of people, and we are about 5 minutes from showtime. So I'm glad to see that people are filtering in here. I know we are. Is I'm not seeing a whole lot of people coming in from YouTube, but it's probably going to start building as well. So again, welcome. And like I've always told people, if you like what we're doing, share it. Let people know when we're live. Go and actually get that message out there. Because last night we had the highest. So on all the platforms that we stream live on, and the ones that are after the show, and we put them up on for the podcast or video cast, all the analytics are saying that we are building a big movement. So I definitely like to see it going in a positive direction. We want to continue that to go. So, well, Proud Patriot is helping many of you guys find us. Well, that's good, because unfortunately for me, when I walked away from what I was a part of and said enough was enough, I wasn't able to just go back in and start letting people know without really causing conflict. So that's why it's important for other people to go through and say, hey, Shane's over here. This is what he's doing. These are the times. Jump on. So, how many people did you send that petition to, Winks? Because that petition, we all want to sign it. We all want to sign it, but we also want to share it and get other people to sign it. That's if each person was to sign that petition. Let's say you were to share it with 3 different people. If every person was to share it with 3 people, it wouldn't take but maybe a month and a half for it to be shared nationwide. So that's how grassroots movements start. So, like I said, we have some work to do, but we are very, very optimistic, and we need to continue to be optimistic for moving into the future. Got banned for mentioning my name live. Yeah, that's what Tyranny does. So, but we are going to be kicking off in 2 minutes. So, again, guys, share this, get people on the live streams. Let's show Daniel some love, because I'm sure the more we show him some love once he's on, the more apt and more willing he is going to be to come back. Daniel and I have had a few years of getting to know each other before we could actually sit down and do something like this. So, what petition? If you watch the Where We Go From Here Next podcast, we talk about the Convention of States. So there's a petition that's circulating for the Convention of States to move that along down those roads. So thank you, Jason. As soon as he said your name, I saw names being written down. Yep. People, there is a whole bunch of people that are looking for me. Don't really know where I'm at, but we are here. We are live. So I am showing that it is noon even. So I'm going to bring in Daniel. Daniel, everybody give Daniel a round of, show him some love. So, how you doing today?
Hey, Shane, pretty good. Weather's good. 70 degrees, sunny here in Wilmington, North Carolina. How's it going over in South Dakota?
Well, not near that warm. We are right at about 35, 40 degrees. So, but we talked a little bit about you last night. I told them that we were going to be bringing on a special guest, and they were wondering about your background. So I was just wondering, do you want to tell people, give them an idea of your background and how you got to that point where you became a pharmacist and why you ended up walking away?
Yeah, very good question. When I was 18, I was working in a pharmacy as a cashier, and I saw the pharmacists back in the pharmacy just standing there at their computers, and I thought, wow, what an easy job. That's what I should do. Get a cake job where I could make a bunch of money and I wouldn't have to be out building houses or hammering nails or something. Fast forward, 10, 15 years later, I get into the pharmacy profession and find out there's a lot more to it than just standing there. There's always a lot of stuff going on. There's always prescriptions coming in through fax, through phone, through email. The drive-through is always packed up. And if you don't tend the drive-through fast enough, people will park their cars and come into the store, and then they're really upset. So with all this stuff going on, for me, when I was about 24 years old, it was around the time that I had gotten accepted in a pharmacy school. I was so stressed out that I came down with these headaches. And for the next few years, I kind of limped through pharmacy school and got through it, thankfully. And then I started working as a pharmacist, and um, it was a pretty neat experience. It was kind of stressful. The first place I worked at was like a third-party pharmacy chain in Minnesota called Snyder's. I was a little bit upset that I didn't get into one of the bigger pharmacies because, the bigger, well-known chains have better representation. You're more well-known. If you tell someone where you work, they know. They pay you better benefits. But the third-party pharmacies like Snyder's, they still gave their pharmacists lunch breaks. They didn't require you to. It wasn't so stressful. There wasn't cameras in the pharmacy. Everything wasn't timed. So it actually turned out to be a blessing that I didn't get accepted into one of the bigger pharmacy chains. And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not really, I'm not mad at them or anything. But once I left Snyder's, that's when I got into the bigger pharmacy chains and was under the gun of the camera is always watching you and everything's timed. And they actually come and show the pharmacist reports and say, hey, you're going 70 miles per hour. We need you going 90 miles per hour. Now, that's not exactly what happened, but it's something similar to that. So you're working as fast as you can. Work's always piling in. It's the same thing every day. And what looked good to me at 18 years old started not to look so good to me at 30 years old. So I had these headaches, body pains. I was going to the doctor and getting medications for it so I could keep working. It was difficult staying in the pharmacy career with these headaches and this stress and body pain. So over time, I had accumulated a few medications for all the stress. And those medications, a lot of them were very addictive. They caused dependency where it takes time. The withdrawal process, especially for like the benzos like Klonopin. I was on 1 milligram of Klonopin for like 10 years for the headaches. It worked wonders. It kind of turned me into a zombie and had some other strange effects. But coming off of it was just hellacious. So what happened to me is I got put on so many medications for the stress and the pain that I couldn't work in the pharmacy anymore. It was starting to impact my judgment and other things. And so I had to leave. I had to leave pharmacy rather abruptly. When I left, that was just the beginning of what was going to happen next. Over that time, my whole life, I'd played computer games for like 10, 20 years. I never read a book, never watched a YouTube video, never heard the word growth. I didn't know what growth was. So I had spent the last 15 years not growing at all. So not only was I kind of forced out of pharmacy, but I was lacking on like 15, 20 years of growth. I was on a bunch of medications that were hard to get off of. So for the next, I would say 3 or 4 years, I spent detoxing. I lost everything, house, wife, kids, and had to move back in with my parents and just seriously rethink this whole life thing. Rethink, what is freedom? What do I want to do? Where do I want to live? By that time, I was out in South Dakota, Minnesota. Minnesota's cold. It's way colder than South Dakota. I decided that I didn't want no more of the cold. I want to be back here in North Carolina. I'm going to plant my flag here where it's warm and do whatever it took to make it work. I wanted to work from home. I didn't want to have to be leaving the house all the time. So I was asking the universe for a lot of things, but I didn't have the growth yet to make it there yet. So I started jumping into one opportunity after another. First, I was selling stuff on eBay. I was selling stuff on Amazon. Then I got into an Empower Network, MLM. And of course, while I was in it, I didn't know what was happening. But when I look back on it, I see where I failed and what I should have done better. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing now today, that's where I would be, is doing an MLM like Empower Network or there's a whole bunch of them out there. and mastering the phone, how to talk to people on the phone. One sec. My phone's going off over here. So master the phone. But anyway, so during that process, I ended up hitting it pretty big on Amazon, using drop shipping. I never had to leave the house. I would sell stuff on Amazon, turn around, buy it on Walmart, buy it from eBay, buy it from Home Depot, and have it drop shipped right to my customer. I loved it. Never had to leave the house. When I purchased an order, it would ship from my supplier, boom, right to my customer. I didn't have to have any packing supplies, no driving to the post office. So I love drop shipping. It was really a dream come true. Over the years, eBay and Amazon have been cracking down more on drop shipping. So when they finally flagged my eBay account, I had to figure out something else. There was a whole like 12 months where my account like dropped. I had just moved into a new place, so I didn't have any money to pay for everything, especially since my account got flagged and dropped. So I had to reinvent myself. I spent the next 12 months watching YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, everything from politics to religion to what's new to growth. One of my favorite mentors, James Altucher, I love watching some of his growth type videos and things. But I spent 12 months just catching up on the 20 years I had lost playing video games. I tell guys that I see today, these days, hey, watch out for them video games. That growth will start falling behind, and soon you don't know what's going on. You don't know that Bitcoin's skyrocketing. You don't know that altcoins are now exploding. You don't know that. So, yeah, that's kind of a. Now I'm in my new gig that I do today. I sell medical equipment. I have some suppliers that I've made connections with, and now I work from home and I love it. It's very relaxing. The stress isn't so bad that my headaches are bad. I'm off all the medications that I was on before, and have a much better outlook. But there was a time where I was in deep despair and hopelessness, especially whenever I left the corporate world and had to figure out things on my own.
Oh yeah. And I do know you do have a couple books out, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And are you? And I know I didn't ask you this question earlier, and I apologize, but are you looking at writing a book in regards to your experiences as a pharmacist?
I haven't written a book like that yet. I've thought about it. What I did learn, though, was that anybody who wants to start their work from home career or to get their name out there and get the ball rolling, write your book, write your own autobiography, and make sure that you submit it to an editor, someone who has skills in the area of knowing what people like to read. That's where I failed. I forgot to submit it to an editor. I was clueless about what people like to read, what format it should be in to be more digestible. And so I kind of flopped my first book. But what did happen was when that first book got published, people were reading it who I had no idea that many people were going to read it. It kind of exploded like boom. So I tell everybody, get your first book right, because you're going to have neighbors, kids, parents, their friends, people from church, school, everywhere looking you up to read your book.
And I know, I mean, for me, I haven't written a book. I don't know that I could ever write a book, but that's besides the point. But a lot of people have been asking, really coming from the background of being a nurse, they've been asking me, well, how can we stay healthy in the days that we're living in? I mean, yeah, there's so many things that the CDC is recommending. You get certain things, but in your professional opinion, as a pharmacist, what can the people that are watching now or later, what can they do to give themselves the best chance at staying healthy?
Very good question. There was a time frame where I was living like in a barn almost, and my health was going down because I was so depressed, and I stopped taking care of myself, stopped brushing my teeth. If you let your teeth go for 2 weeks, they start to bleed. So make sure you're brushing and flossing your teeth every single night. Also, make sure you're taking a multivitamin. Any multivitamin is fine, name brand or generic. Make sure you're taking one of those. I felt much better once I started taking a multivitamin again. Make sure you're drinking all the water you're supposed to be drinking during the day. Also, check if you're a male and your energy is low, check your testosterone. That's a common one that really, really can help out. Also, take some vitamin D. It's been shown to really help with your mental state. And fish oil. Fish oil has a proven track record of boosting your good cholesterol, your HDL, and lowering your LDL. So I take all of those. It's helped out tremendously with my energy. Make sure you're getting a 30, 45-minute walk a day. With our busy lifestyles, it's hard to get everything you need in a day in sometimes. So you have to cut out a lot of other things. So those are some of the big things that everyone should be looking into.
Yeah, and I mean, quite honestly, doing what I do, I'm only behind the camera maybe 2 hours a day, but it seems like even me, I mean, I use Fitbit and I have an Apple Watch too. So you go, I'm always moving around, and the things are so inaccurate, in my opinion. They're talking about calories burnt, and you don't come anywhere close to the what they say, the 3,000 calories that you're supposed to burn every single day. It's like, well, I mean, we have all this junk food out there. And I mean, it's so easy to just walk into the house, grab a couple of pre-made burritos, throw them on a plate, pop them in the microwave.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. And then talking about calories, like once I started the Atkins diet about 10 years ago, to me, his research totally disproved and made obsolete the word calorie. The mice in the high fat group consume like 2 to 3 times more calories than the mice in the high carb group. And the ones who consume the most calories, that were consuming all fat calories, lost more weight than the ones who consumed just carbohydrate calories. So to me, a calorie doesn't mean anything anymore. Dr. Atkins proved it. So I try to preach that to everybody I see. Love the Atkins diet.
Well, and see, I learned something new. I honestly, I'll admit, I'm one of those guys. I eat just about everything, but I mean, there are some people who have called me a goat because I eat everything. It doesn't matter except for Chinese. Just yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep. Yep. That's how I used to be.
and I know I don't know what your time schedule is, but I know people are going to have a few questions. Do you have time for a few questions?
Yeah. Yep. That's fine.
If you guys have a few questions, definitely type them into the chat, and we will put them up on the screen, and we'll let him answer them. But so you're liking North Carolina. That's where you're going to stay, obviously.
Yep. Yep. Make it work. Today is beautiful. Today and yesterday, we've had 70-degree weather. The sun is out, feels wonderful. I've gotten to go outside and go for a walk. The past 2 weeks, it's been cold and rainy. Texas got dumped on. The whole state got dumped on. And so I'm just really grateful that we're hopefully coming out of this mess of the weather we saw these past 2 weeks.
Okay. So Proud Patriot, who is out of Pennsylvania, she asked, "Is it hard to get published?"
No, it's very, very easy. Go to Amazon Kindle, KDP, I think is what it's called, and they walk you through how to do it, how to type your book into a Word document, and then you have to take your Word document and just save it as whatever document they tell you, and then you have to upload it from the HTML form up to the Kindle platform. It's very easy. Once I looked into it and I saw how easy it was, I was like, wow, this was super, super easy. As far as making an ebook, you can make it a very simple ebook, or you can go on to freelancer.com and hire a person to make one for you, a very professional ebook cover. I have a guy that I met through Freelancer where I ran a contest and I met over like 50 different artists and I picked one that was the best. So now I always have a guy I can contact who will make me an e-cover book or whatever I need done.
Yep, and then, yeah, there's any other questions, guys? I know somebody probably has some questions, and I'm sorry for the background noise, but gotta love the crazy world that we live in, where we get to work at home and have the children in the background. So I apologize, guys. But okay, there's another question from Proud Patriot. What do you think about the keto?
Uh, keto and Atkins is pretty much the same. What happened in America was when the Atkins diet first came out, all the giant weight loss companies jumped on board and started this theme that Atkins was a meat only diet. Oh yeah, eat all the meat you want and you'll lose weight. Just meat though. So this negative propaganda got started in America against the Atkins diet. So Atkins got a bad rap in America. Over in England, over in Britain, where there wasn't
Get out of here!
any big propaganda, the Atkins
Get
diet
out of here!
exploded. So Atkins and keto are pretty much one and the same. All these new people saying, "Oh yeah, try our new keto diet. Try this or that." They're all offshoots of Atkins. Keeping them carbs out is just so crucial. Your body has two forms of energy: carbs and fat. If you take the carbs out,
Get out of
you
here!
force your body to burn the fat. So, but anytime you add carbs to your diet, then your body automatically starts burning the carbs first and stops all fat burning. So the carbs is really the big issue.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we let Daniel go on with his day? We do appreciate you coming. And
Yep.
I mean, we're going to be taking this and, of course, posting it to the podcast. So if you want to cross brand it, use it for your own.
Oh yeah.
For it.
That sounds good.
So, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions here. We do appreciate you coming, Daniel.
Yep. Nice to be on here. Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to go a little deeper into some of the meat and potatoes, as you will, of the different aspects of health. I mean, you've back in your collegiate days when you were working at Fort Meade, that's when I got to know you. So, I mean, we spent many a day. I would come up, you'd come pick me up in your car, and we'd take off, and we'd start working on flashcards. So we do have a past and a history. So
Yep.
but now that we're going, now people are like, what are the good and the bad carbs? So
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you have the time to answer it, but
yeah. We'll make this the last question.
okay.
The bad carbs, anything refined, any sugars. The worst carbs is liquid sugar in liquid form. Any soda that has sugar in it, any fruit juice that has sugar, apple juice, grape juice, any liquid that has sugar in it is going to be the worst possible thing you could put in your body. Also, ice cream, it's pretty much in liquid form. It melts. Anything in that liquid state is so awful for you because when it goes into your mouth, it goes into your intestines. That liquid sugar passes directly through, bam, through your intestine right into your bloodstream, and it causes a huge spike in insulin. So any carbs in liquid form are awful for you. Candies, cakes, pizza, um, those aren't liquid, but they're refined. They're very refined. As soon as you eat them, they break down very quick because they've been mashed up. That flour has been mashed up and refined, and so flour, like birthday cake or pizza, that's refined carbs too. It's not as bad as the liquid or the ice cream form of carbs, but it's next. So any refined carbs, healthy carbs are like rice. Rice is fairly healthy. Bananas are pretty healthy. Um, any carbs that break down slowly, they're called complex carbs for a reason because they break down slowly in your intestines. And complex carbs don't cause that big spike in insulin that causes all the issues. Once that insulin spikes up, you then it overcorrects and comes way back down, and so now you have like a low blood sugar. Now you're hungry faster. You're more irritable. People that have a level blood sugar, it just heals and helps everything. Dr. Atkins listed like mental state, anxiety, blood sugar, cholesterol, everything corrects itself whenever you get your blood sugar under control with a low carb diet.
So somebody just popped up and said, so basically all the good stuff, the stuff that's healthy for us is
Yeah.
good, but the pretty much what you're saying is I shouldn't be going and grabbing the corn dogs from the freezer and popping those in the microwave.
Probably not.
Somebody asked if you could just get me links to your books, and then people are asking about your books,
Okay.
what the names of them are. So
Yep. I haven't checked my books in a while. I've got like maybe 10, 15 ebooks that I've had out there for probably 2 or 3 years. So I have to go back and check them. I haven't looked at them. I'm still getting sales, and I love it when I wake up and I've sold like 2 ebooks and I've already made $20 by doing nothing. I think that's wonderful. But let me check the book titles and I'll get them back to you.
okay, yeah, and I mean what I could do is I could actually throw those books into the store too as well. And
Yeah, I think one of them for sure is Overcoming Klonopin Withdrawal. That was such a major issue for me. Trying to come off of a benzo, I almost died. It was so bad, just so bad.
yeah, and I mean a lot of people nationwide. I mean your benzo withdrawals and coming off those heavy doses, the heavy narcos, and so on and so forth. It's killing people. I mean, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about the opioid epidemic. So we definitely going to make sure that one is available for people if they know somebody that is dealing with it. Definitely get it for them. So,
Yep. Sounds good.
so everybody give it up for Daniel. I have shown that we appreciate that he came on today. I know it was kind of a short, sweet little question and answer, but we do appreciate it.
All right. Awesome, Shane. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
We'll talk soon. Okay. Everybody give it up for him. I mean, Daniel and I have been friends for quite a few years, and he's really he's a good egg. He's somebody that I would definitely like to bring back and actually get more in depth with the different issues, and it may be something that we actually bring as a series. So I have to talk to him more about it, and I'm sure he's listening to it. So if you guys are liking what we're talking about, and we can figure out a way to produce something that's informative for everybody, whether it's a live stream or a recorded series, we definitely want to hear from people. So, will you be able to hear this later? Hubby was talking to you. Yes, we will. As soon as this broadcast is done, I will download it and we will put it to the podcast. So you'll be able to actually go through and see it. So, but yes, people are asking, are we going to stream CPAC? CPAC is starting very quickly if it hasn't already started now. But we are going to, once we are done here, we'll shut it down and then I will bring it back and put it full screen so everybody can see it. You'll be able to watch CPAC on YouTube, on Twitch, no interruptions. And every evening we'll cut it, put that episode for the day up on the podcast for people to view as well. Tell him to Shane's on right now. Yeah, I think your husband's probably more important than me. So, and guys, here's something. Here's something I am going to do. We have these logos. We have this logo, and I know there are some patriots out there who are going stir crazy. They think there's other ideas that they can use for the Patriot News Network logos. So here's my challenge to you guys. Find me an original, send me original designs, all based off of kind of the theme that we have, which is a patriotic theme. Send me designs and I will choose the top 5 designs and we will be putting those on shirts. You can send those designs to the email address that is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And we will run this for 7 days before we close it and choose. So, yep, Right Side Broadcasting Network is streaming all 4 days. We will also be able to stream it here because there are people that are going to want to see it on Roku. So we all have the channel details posted on the website very shortly. So as soon as I'm done here, we'll start streaming this, and then we'll go straight to we'll start putting it together and putting it on the webpage. So, yeah, so is that good for everybody? 7 days. If you come across original designs, all based around the patriotic theme. The top 5 we will actually put out. We will make the shirts for them, and I'll send you one. If your design's picked, I will send you one free of charge. The webs What's going on the web page is we will be putting up the Roku stream information. We're going to start streaming live on Roku, so look forward for that update. CPAC starts at 6 p.m. tonight. Okay. For some reason, I was told that it was supposed to start at 1 p.m. So I guess my information was wrong. So, any questions, comments, concerns, things that you guys want to talk about before we wrap this up? Yep. Needs to be on as many platforms as possible. Yep, we agree. Which is why we're doing everything we can to push forward the idea with Rumble and several other platforms to allow us to start streaming live there. Well, let's take a look at the. I'm going to find out real quick, so bear with me for a moment. So okay. I see that my governor is going to be there. There's a lot of people. So just bear with me, guys. I am trying to find the exact time. So yeah, the live stream is not up yet, so I assume they are not ready. They're not doing anything yet. So I will be, as soon as it goes live, we will let you know. It starts at 5:45 with the Jewish prayer. Okay. Well, there's our answer. Well, so yep, we will take it to you guys live as soon as it comes up. So once 8 o'clock comes around, we're going to do a regular scheduled show. So I'll just come live right at 8 o'clock. And if there's anything that breaks while we're doing our live stream, I will bring that up and we'll bring it back into the stream so people can hear it. I don't believe the movie is still. I don't believe the movie's over. I think there's still some things that are happening, but when, where, how, I don't know. So, okay. Anything else, guys? Again, share that link that we were talking about the other night with everybody that you can. Get as many people as you can to sign the petition, because quite honestly, guys, this it's our game. We are the ones who can make the changes. We have to bring the power back to the states. You guys have a pencil. You guys have a microphone and a phone. Use them. The silent majority is no longer silent. God bless, and have a good day.